Hi, and welcome to another edition of Seniors Today. I'm your host, Tom Bartee, and today we have here with us Ms. Whitney Mitchell. And Whitney, I guess you're the producing artistic director of the Curtain Call Youth and Kids Performing Arts.
Yes,
is that correct?
That's correct.
That's quite a title.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on your show.
Oh,
thank you.
I'm glad you could make it today.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds like a pretty exciting thing, and of course anything for youth is desperately needed in our community.
Yes.
But where actually do you hold all of your rehearsals and your performances?
Great question. Curtain Call Youth and Kids Performing Arts is located at Myra Theater Guild Bay Terrace Theater. That's our home-based theater here in Vallejo, and we rehearse every Saturday of the month. Also, we are with the GVRD, which stands for the Greater Vallejo Recreation District, and we have a studio space every Wednesday at the North Vallejo Community Center, which is on Whitney Avenue, and the street was named after me, so.
Yes, of course.
No, not really, but it happened to be that way.
Okay.
So yeah, we have two spaces, but I love the Myra Theater because that's where we put on our performances, which is great.
So, do you draw kids from all over the region, or is it just Vallejo, or where does your...
I love it. You know what? I have over 70 kids in my talent database, and I work with 25 kids in this production that we're doing right now.
Which is?
Good. We're doing a production called The Spirit of Christmas. I'm producing this one, and it will be performed at Myra Theater on December 22nd. And with this, the kids that come in, the flow of kids that come in, we have kids from Mississippi, actually, that are in the program. I have students all over the Vallejo area, as well as in Oakland. I have a child that goes to a school in Oakland and a child that goes to a school in Antioch. So it's really great having kids around here and other areas too that come in.
So you say you're under the auspices of GVRD.
Yeah, we have
Does
GVRD.
that mean that is there a fee for this program, or how does that work?
Good. There is a monthly fee for kids to enroll in the program, and there's a monthly fee after every month because there's a lot of training, and then we have our performing elements. So yeah, there is a pay for kids that are in the Vallejo area and then non-resident if they're away from the area, but it's definitely reasonable. And if it's not, we do have a bucket of scholarship funds that come in from our people that donate.
So do you take donations?
We do take donations, and we have many areas where they can donate and where it is added to the pool of what we need for scholarship funds, costumes, props, other things for the show, as well as supplies and materials because the kids have scripts, sheet music, and I have to burn CDs as they practice at home. And so there's a lot of that, and it's part of the package. But yeah, so that's great when people donate. It goes for a good cause, which is for kids to learn.
So let's say I want to give you $100,000.
Oh.
And this is actually just a
Okay.
fantasy.
Yeah.
But where would I go to find out how I do it? Who I contact? Do you have a website or a phone number? Or?
Yes, we do. We do have a phone number. It's pretty much my direct line. I believe it might show at the end of the credits, but it's 707-980-5893. Also, Myra Theater Guild, Bay Terrace Theater, we have our website as well, and that shows you pretty much our program. It's showcased on there and online there. It also has a separate link to my primary website where people can view Curtain Call Youth and Kids.
Is that what it's called? CurtainCallYouthAndKids.org?
Oh, I love it. Myra Theater, I love it. MyraTheater.org, they have their website, and so Curtain Call Youth and Kids and Performing Arts is within that website as supporters. So Myra Theater supports us, and I love the support.
Okay.
I love the support.
So how did you get involved in all this?
Wow, how did I get involved? Well, woo! It started when I was 3 years old, actually.
Really?
That started the body of work and my journey with this, with having these kids in this program. I started dancing when I was 3 years old. My mom's a dancer, and my dad was immersed in music, so we had a lot of music playing in the house, from opera to R&B, the oldies, jazz, you name it, we pretty much had it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started. And I have a twin sister. She's a gifted writer, majored in theology. And then I have an oldest sister. She's the opera singer, and she lives in the city, but she's went all around the world with her voice, from Germany to France, all over. So we have been immersed in the arts since day one, and I feel really blessed to have parents that are supporters of the arts and that gave us all of these opportunities and said, what did you like? If you don't like that, let's try something else. And so that's what we had growing up, and I was very blessed to have that.
Well, can I guess that you might have trained in ballet and other types of dance?
Yes, I started within a ballet conservatory called Vallejo Ballet Conservatory. It was actually here in Vallejo for many years. Now it's in Sonoma right now. But yes, growing up in a ballet conservatory, I studied with the Royal Academy of Dance Training. Very strict training, but great training. I say that ballet is the core of any dance style. It's the opposite of jazz. It has the mix with the modern, which we call like lyrical dancing, with ballet and modern mixed together. So classical ballet really trained me and developed me, and I've never had an injury, ever, never. I had proper training, never had a sprain. So kids get that experience too. So I started with classical ballet. I studied modern dance within the classical ballet training within the conservatory. So modern, jazz as well, and flamenco dancing. So I learned folk dancing as well, and then I broadened my horizon with other dance styles like Afro-Haitian and creative expression. I learned that as a child too. And when you're immersed in the arts when you're young, you don't hold back when you get older. Whereas some people, they hold back when they get older because they think, am I doing this right or wrong? What do people think? I don't have that in my body. And so I love seeing kids that have this freedom to try anything I give them, and to keep that going in their blood. So when they get older, they still have that freedom.
Well, I had a sense of that, that you're imparting some of these skills and talents and gifts that you have into the kids in the program.
Yes, yes.
And what is the age range of the kids that are getting this great training?
Good. I have 2 divisions. It's kind of merging into 3 because I have a lot of students. I have 3 to 5 and 6 to 18, but now it's forming into 3 to 6 and then 7 to 18, and then a mix of the divisions when we have our run-throughs, our dress rehearsals. But I must say, it's a lot of kids. So do I have help? Yes, I do. I do. I have parents and guardians that help a lot. They give their time. They become crew members. They help with rehearsals. We have a buddy system when it comes to the restroom. You know, we have helping with props and costumes and material. They definitely step up, and they like to help.
So you have opportunities for volunteers as well.
Yes, yes.
And people could go to the website and find all that through the Myra website.
Right.
What is that again, the Myra website?
Oh, Myra Theater Guild, .org. They have their website there, and on the support side of the website, they have who they're supporters of. Curtain Call Youth and Kids is right there. You click there, then it goes to my primary website, which gives you more information on the program.
So
it's great.
I know that you brought a few props with you.
Yeah.
And when you told me about the ballet, I noticed, maybe there's some ballet shoes or some other stuff. I mean, how do the kids have to do they already have some of the equipment they need, or do they have to purchase it, or how does that work with your group?
I love it. I love the question. When kids enter the program, I tell the parents and guardians the attire that we have for the program, because we're a pre-professional program. I don't care if a kid is 3. I don't care if a kid is 6 or 17. We are a pre-professional program. So I tell them the proper attire to have where it comes to the wardrobe, top or bottom. They need freedom of movement. And you can't do that with every type of clothing. And when it comes to shoes, they need the best support for their arches. So that I tell them what shoes to purchase, or if they have something, show it to me, let me see what we can work with. So when they come in, let me see what we can work with, what you have. And some kids have some experience, some have a lot, some don't have anything at all. But they have something special about them, because every kid that I have has special talents and gifts. So, and yes, I do have a couple of things here. Would you like to see one of them first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so these are my, these are my first ballet pointe shoes. And being in a ballet conservatory, I started pointe at 13. And I got accepted to my first ballet school when I was 15, Cincinnati Ballet School.
Wow.
Yeah, I was. And my mom is from Cincinnati, and I was actually there. I also auditioned for the San Francisco Ballet, for the New York City Ballet, also Joffrey Ballet School. I went to the Joffrey Ballet School when I was 16, and I lived in Greenwich Village. I'm in the city in New York, and that was one of my incredible, wonderful experiences ever, studying with professionals, and I was part of their pre-professional division. And so when I was in New York, you got to see Broadway, right? So
Yeah,
I went to Broadway too, and I saw The Lion King and Aida, but I realized this is what I wanted to do: dance, act, perform. This was my life.
Wow.
And that was really intense, that training.
So you actually kind of...
Yes, and the uglier they look, the prettier they are. So it's the opposite of real life. We like pretty things and new things. The more they look like this, the more prettier they are.
or the more that they've been put to good use.
Yes, and we've got the ouchie pouches here where ballet dancers use this to support their toes.
So you put it on your toes and when you put
Yes. It's beauty, but it's pain, good pain.
Yeah, okay. I got that.
Yeah, so that's these
So
right
do you
there.
incorporate, do your show on the 22nd, for example,
Yes.
what will the elements be? Will it be singing, dancing, and if so, what would be some of those kinds of singing and dancing?
Good. We have a beautiful structure to the spirit of Christmas. First, I want to highlight that I put on programs where kids can learn a lot. I am linked to academics. When it comes to our education, I'm linked to academics. They're learning a lot about history when we talk about Christmas. They're learning a lot about the music that we're using and why do we celebrate Christmas and what a Christmas tree represents. So and praying and prayer and what that does. So yes, we do have a lot of elements. I will list some of them actually. We talk about the spirit of giving. Why should we give? Because when we talk about Christmas, we think about presents. I got to get more and more. I have to go to the store. We think about that right away, but we need to stop ourselves and say we need to be thankful for what we have and being with family and friends, and that moment is so important. So we talk about the spirit of singing, giving, the spirit of dancing, the spirit of voice. What do you do with all of that when it comes to Christmas? So we have Silent Night is one of our numbers, and that goes into 3 vocalists, and then we have 6 dancers doing a lyrical piece. And what is a lyrical dance? Lyrical dance is more of a ballet mixed with modern, have lyrical to that. And then we have Rock Around the Christmas Tree. That is done with the whole company of 25 talented students all together. And when it comes to all of this, we have our scene changes and everything like that, from living room to another location. And we have other things like one of my favorite Broadway numbers is One from Course Line. Yeah. So we do a Broadway pop to the Christmas, Spirit of Christmas showcase that we have. And then we do other things.
You do dancing with that too,
yes,
right?
We have Christmas skits and we have dance. And so we have a company dance number, and then we have the youth division, and then we have the kids division doing a number that comes together. But it's really beautiful. Every kid is showcased. I'm a teacher where I want to highlight every kid. There's no one that I think of more than the other.
So you label the kids division, is that the 3 to 6?
Oh, I love it. Yes, the kids division is 3 to 6, and then the 7 to 18 is the youth division. And then the other division is just a mix of them, the blend. The blend of the kids. Yeah, so that's it's great.
Oh, that's really amazing. Sometimes the younger kids may not have, sometimes they do have the skills, but sometimes it's not necessarily the skill, but just how much energy they have and creativity and how cute they are.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, how cute they are. And it's really fascinating because I have some kids, like 7-year-olds, some of them are just as, they know their stuff, just like the 12-year-olds. So you have, every kid is different when they walk in. Some have more body of experience and some don't, but they're ready to learn, they're ready to grow with you. And it's great seeing that they say yes, yes, yes with the material, you know, you give them. And having these parents and guardians on board too, because I work them and they're added. And I must say they have gifts too of their own. I realize while we work on these productions, some of them can work on costumes. I didn't know that if I didn't use them, you know.
Well, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's really great having them work as well as the kids.
So there's some artistic
Yes.
creativity in that regard too.
Yes, and they're loving it, loving to be added to the process.
So the Myra Theater is 51 Daniels?
Yes.
And that's on the waterfront, close to the waterfront?
Yeah, it's not far from the Ferry building, 51 Daniels Avenue. Yes, it's
okay. And does that building have any history to it?
Oh, you know, it has a lot of history to it. I'm so glad, I'm so blessed that we're there. I feel like I'm going full circle with Myra Theater right now, because when I started in community theater, I started at Myra Theater. I was in a comedy called You Can't Take It With You. I played Essie Carmichael. And I was on point in that show.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I love the history there. One of the stamp marks to the history was that it was a school years and years ago. And it's becoming a school again because we have this